Hey, just Mark here. All right, so living alone doesn't have to be hard. In fact, it can be a chance for you to rise and reflect and rediscover yourself. So today I'm going to share 5 things, 5 tips that I have learned and 5 things I've done in order to thrive at living alone. I've been at this now for about a year and a half, and it hasn't come without its challenges, but there's some great things about it. So the first one I want to talk about is to make your space a reflection of you. If you don't do something like that and you live in like a blank space, it can feel very lonely. It can feel very dark. So for example, I like bright spaces. So one of the first things I did is I went out and purchased some brighter LED lights. I don't like the warm lights that make it a little yellow. The next thing I did was I love animals. So as you can see behind me, I have a painting I actually bought in Cuba of an elephant. I love elephants. They're my favorite animal, outside of my dog, of course. Now, I also have, in some of my videos, you've probably noticed, I have 4 photos behind my work desk. And one is of a giraffe, we've got a leopard, we've got an elephant, we've got a lion, or a tiger, I mean, sorry. These are reflections of me. These are things that bring me joy and make living alone a lot easier. You know, I also like to have a tidy desk. Occasionally it gets cluttered during the work week, but I've cleaned that out, as you can see in the clip above. But make your place a reflection of yourself. The second tip I want to give you is to learn what you don't know. So I can cook, I can clean, I can't fix your car, I can't fix your TV, I can't repair things. Heck, I have trouble with doing IKEA instructions. So when you're living on your own, you are the only person who is there to do what needs to be done. You know, you can't rely on partners or kids that were in your home. You know, I mean, I will give my ex credit. She was great at fixing a lot of things and made up for my lack of skill. Now, since I've been on my own, there's many things I've had to do. I've had to repair part of a dresser. I've had to figure out connections with my TV when it wasn't working. I've had to put together an IKEA desk, an IKEA table. I've even had to repair a few things within my own space. And I'm not good at this stuff. However, the University of YouTube is one great way to learn. I've learned so much by watching things on YouTube. The other option is, and this might not be available everywhere, but some home renovation places like Rona or Home Depot or places like that do offer courses and classes. Now, I haven't taken any of those. I've done most of my stuff online, and I've learned so much. Even things simply like fixing things in my car. You know, I learned years ago how to change a flat tire. I have kind of learned how to change my oil, but I'm not confident enough to do that. But learn the things you're not good at. Learn the things you need to know. Because when you're on your own, unless you want to hire somebody and spend a bunch of money, there are so many things you can fix at a fraction of the cost just by going on the University of YouTube and picking up a few tips and tricks along the way. I think there's even a guy who does a YouTube channel teaching kids who may have not had fathers teach them stuff how to do basic things. Fantastic. And I think I've watched a few of his videos. The point is, if you don't want to learn anything and something breaks down or something doesn't happen, then you're not going to learn to gain that confidence. And there are definitely some things I would hire out for if I needed to, but I want to save money wherever I can, especially when it comes to repairing basic things within the house, right? I mean, yeah, I've got a small space and I try to fix what I can when I can. The third tip I want to share with you is create routines and things that you normally do. So, for example, every morning I know I get up, I take Trixie for a walk, I come back, I take my medications, and then I start preparing for my workday, whether it's getting my water bottle ready, whether it's getting my desk set up. And among that, and I'm not just talking about work stuff or just morning stuff, but maybe for you, it's you sit down, you have a coffee, you meditate, you read a book, you know, create routines throughout your day. I mean, obviously, most of us work, but outside of our work day, what do? You know, after work, do you have an activity you like to go to? Do you like to watch a favorite show? Do you like to look at a favorite book or a magazine? Do you like to browse YouTube like you are right now? Right? But the thing is, find routines, find rituals, find things that you like to do so that you have activities and things that'll keep you occupied. Now, as an extrovert, I do like to stay connected in some ways. So if I don't feel like going outside, I'll go online, look at a few Facebook groups that I am a part of. And that's another part of the routine that I do. Obviously, right now I'm spending more time learning stuff from YouTube, but create routines and habits and things that you enjoy doing so that it makes living alone a lot easier for yourself. The fourth thing I want to share is to get outside. Now, I live in Canada, so during the winter, it's a little bit more of a challenge when it's minus 25, minus 30 Celsius. But I do still go outside, and not just to walk my dog. Sometimes I'll go ice skating. I'll take a drive to the mountains. I will go and just even do those simple walks. But the point is get outside, get some fresh air, get some sunlight. During the summer, I am outside as much as I can be. As soon as the weekend hits, I am going out and I am doing things because I want to be out and enjoying the very short summer we have here in Calgary. Summer, we always joke it's about 8 weeks, so you got to make the most of it. Now, we've had a really good May, and I'm hoping June is the same. But get outside, be active. And I don't mean you have to do extreme things. Go for walks, go for a bike ride. Heck, someone I know goes and got one of those like e-scooter things and is loving using his e-scooter. And every part of it he talks about, he's really excited about it, right? But get outside, be active, keep yourself moving, because I think that's important, especially when you live alone. Because when you live alone, it's very easy to become complacent or feel lonely and just sit around. So you need to just get outside, keep moving, keep active, keep your brain going as well. The fifth tip I want to share is find ways to stay connected. So maybe you're an introvert and you enjoy living on your own, but sometimes you feel a little bit lonely, because living alone, you can feel lonely. I feel lonely every so often here and there, and I wish I had more company. So things that I've done is, obviously I've gone outside. Maybe I go for a coffee, or I go to a place to get that coffee, like Starbucks or whatever. Actually, really not Starbucks. I'm more of a McDonald's coffee guy. Say hello to the barista. Say hello to people on a walk. Maybe just smile at people. It makes a huge difference. I love getting those hellos and waves from other people when I'm on a walk. Another thing you can do, and I do this, I've got a few Facebook communities I'm a part of that I enjoy communicating with, and I've met people across the world. There's a friend in Australia and a friend down in Tennessee in the US that we've now known each other for, 12 years. And that was through a heart attack survivor group. But go and join communities online. Get to know people who have the same interests as you. Because even if you're stuck in your home for whatever reason, sometimes going online and connecting and talking and communicating with other people helps a lot. And I don't mean just doom scrolling on your phone, because we all can doom scroll on our phone, right? The problem with doom scrolling, it's going to make you feel way more alone than you want to be. So try some communities, but try to stay connected in some way, even if it's just simply smiling and saying hello to other people. Anyways, if these tips were valuable to you, feel free to comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, those are my thoughts for today. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.